So why do we use the Bible to as the basis for our theology? Well, there's three main reasons that at least I'm going to cover in this particular video. One is it's God's primary way of revealing who his character is or what his character is through scripture. Obviously, there's natural revelation. We can tell that there is a designer just based on um, the natural world around us and the complexities that are there and all that kind of stuff. There's a whole series of arguments for God's existence in that sense. But from the Christian perspective, God reveals himself through nature, but he reveals his character, kind of the inner being, so for lack of a better term, through scripture. So he specifically tells people, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to believe. This is how I want you to act. And that's all found within scripture, right? The 66 books that we have, that we all agree on at least. There's a whole lot of most of the other books or whatever. That conversation is a different conversation and takes a lot more time and discussion. But at least there are 66 books that we all agree on that are scripture. There may be a couple that are, we debate on, whatever, but at least we agree on these. So these are let's talk about these for right now. Also, scripture is our way of knowing, and well, scripture is our method of increasing in knowledge and in wisdom. You see that in, I believe it's Proverbs 1:9. Is that the beginning of wisdom or the beginning of knowledge is the fear or the reverence of the Lord. So having a healthy understanding of who God is and who you are in response to that is, from the Christian perspective, what gives us our introduction into knowledge and our introduction into wisdom, because wisdom is the application of knowledge, right? So the third and final thing is, obviously, if this is the way that God reveals himself, of course we're going to build our theology off of that. Theology just simply means the study of God. So if God hands you a book that explains who his character is, are we not going to base our understanding of God off of that book that he literally just gave us? Exactly. So that's why when we look, and I mentioned this in the last video, which you can get the link down below if you didn't watch beforehand. The reason why we have to submit our systematic theology to biblical theology is because the Bible is God's primary method of revealing himself to us. And so what we believe about the Bible plays heavy part into what we believe about everything else. So that's what we're going to continue on doing from here on out. We're going to look at very specific verses and books and things that maybe we kind of misinterpret and things along those lines, and also answer some really difficult questions moving forward. So if you like this kind of content, if you're here for this kind of content, if you want to see more of this kind of content, you know what to do. Subscribe, all the things, like, comment, whatever. And keep a check, because I'll be posting about once a week.